Magandang araw. Today we were talking about writing, acting, musical, and dancing techniques.
Writing techniques is a way a writer arranges words and thoughts to create literary artworks to convey their message in manner that is effective and meaningful to their audience. Here are the powerful techniques that bring stories to life. 1. Invoke multiple senses. When it comes to writing, the deeper the connection you can make with the reader, the better of your book will be. By describing sounds, scents, tastes, and sensations, you'll immerse readers in your story world. Sa paggamit sa ating mga senses sa paraan ng pagsulat, ay mas lalong maintindihan ng mga tao ito upang madama nila ang bawat ginagawa o pinangyayarihan ng kwento na nakakatulong upang mapalawak ang kanilang imahinasyon sa pagbabasa nito. Create intriguing, complex characters. Readers want characters with whom they can sympathize or revile or both. At the heart of a great story almost always lies a great character. Because of this, all writers devote time to crafting characters with the hopes that they are unique and memorable. People also consume the stories. We are always looking for what makes us human in stories, which is why a complex character is so appealing to readers. Sa isang salita, kapag ang binabasa ng mga tao ay may mga karakter na pumupukaw sa kanilang interes, ay mas lalo silang tatangkilik dito upang basahin. Evoke strong emotions. Evoking emotion in your readers can make them feel more invested in your characters and the story as a whole. There are many types of emotion that can evoke in stories: love, determination, anger, and many more. Readers need to see the effect of a character emotion through their body language, facial expressions, and actions. In other words, show, don't tell. Rather than simply telling us that a character is scared, illustrate the way their body tenses up with fear. May mga iba't ibang emosyon ang maaaring madama sa isang kwento na iyong nababasa, lalo't na nakadepende ito sa genre nito. Sa paglalagay ng emosyon sa mga karakter ng iyong storya, ay mas lalong mai-invest ang mga tao dahil kahit na nababasa lang nila ito, nararamdaman nila ang bawat emosyon sa bawat karakter na pumukaw sa kanilang atensyon.
The Tagalog is one of the Philippine languages and is the basis of its national and standardized language. Filipino. The Tagalog are people of the Philippines found in most part of Luzon. Hence, the Tagalog language is dominantly spoken in central Luzon and part of northern Luzon and is the primary basis of the country's national language. Filipino along with other language found in the Philippines. Luzon is the largest and most populous island group that sit at the northern ends of the Philippines. It knows for its mountain, beaches, coral reefs, and is home to the national capital of the country called Manila. It is one of a number of individual writing systems used in Southeast Asia, nearly all of which are abugidas or alphasyllabary, where any consonant and pronouns with the inherent vowel a following it diacritic being used to express other vowels. Many of these writing systems descend from accent alphabet used in India over 2000 years ago. An abugida is a writing system between syllabic and alphabetic script. They have sequence of consonant and vowels that are written as unit, each based of the consonant letter. Vowels must be written down as well, but they are secondary. Each syllables are built up of consonant, each of which has been inherent vowel. Ang sinasabi dito, ang abugida ay kasaysayang baybayin ng Luzon kung saan isinusulat ang mga sekwensya ng katinig at patinig bilang isang unit. Kasalig ang bawat unit sa isang katinig at sekundaryo ang pagnunota ng patinig. Ito ay naiiba sa alkabetong ganap kung saan pantay-pantay ang katayuan ng mga patinig at katinig.
Drama. An acting technique is the skill of the actor use his facial expression, gesture, and body movement to portray their role or character. For an aspiring actor, here is the link you may want to consider that would enhance your acting skills. Theater. It is a collaborative form of performing arts that use live performance. Usually, actor or actress to present the experience of a real or imagined event before a live audience in a specific place, often a stage. The performers may communicate this experience to audience through combination of gesture, speech, song, music, and dance.
Film. A film, also called a movie, motion picture or moving picture, is a work of visual art used to stimulate experiences that communicate ideas, stories, perceptions, feelings, beauty, or atmosphere through the use of moving image. These images are generally ac- accompanied by sounds, and more rarely other sensory stimulations. The word cinema, short for cinematography, is often used to refer to filmmaking and the film industry, and to the art from that is the result of it.
The difference between film acting and stage acting.
Environment. Theater is a nurturing art form. The best of theater production has had a preparation time, task banding, and time to experiment with the director before opening one. Stage actors become familiar with their roles slowly, and by the time the perform publicly, they have practiced dozens of times. In contrast, film sets are chaotically packed with specialized high-paid artists for an actor, which presents several challenges. For one, you will receive very little, if any, rehearsal time. For another, depending on the size of the role, you may not receive any direction. Films have actors under assumption that they will find to set performance ready. Preparation is vital in both research and film. The, propose, the process of preparation is vastly different. In addition, the pace of filming pressures actors to hit their performance quickly. Theater actors especially may find the pace of a film set to be jarring, so be extra prepared and flexible when you film.
Venue. In theater, actors and audience are separated by a distance ranging from few feet in a small black box to hundreds of feet in a large auditorium. Everyone in the audience needs to see the action and hear the dialogue on stage, so theater actors must exaggerate their movement and speak loudly to bridge the gap. Okay, dito sa venue, kinakailangan ng emosyon dito litaw na litaw. Yung tipong nararamdaman ng mga ng mga audience. Tapos kailangan malakas ang boses talaga nila. Pero nandiyan pa rin ang acting skills. Dito sa dito para hindi maka-distract sa mga actors. Minsan malayo talaga yung range ng mga nagpa-perform sa mga manonood. Okay. Dito sa theater, yung mga may mga replika ng mga bahay or mga lugar upang magbago-bago yung scene. Minsan yung mga tagatulak nila nakasuot ng camouflage para di makita. Film, on the other hand, use a camera to eliminate the distance between performance and observer. The presence of the camera, lights, microphones, special effects, and music all serves to enhance a film actor's performance. So no embellishment is needed. Camera pick up every twitch, inflection, and subtle force that can actor has and on film. The actor's goal is to replicate reality, speak to the other actor as you normally would, and gesture as you normally would. Okay, kung dito naman sa dito naman sa films, minsan minsan talaga para ma para ma-replicate itong ibang lugar, minsan naka green screen, minsan dumadayo talaga siya sa ibang lugar para pagganapan. Ang pinagkaiba nito, kailangan ng angulo talaga maganda. Tapos na-edit din ng mga pwedeng ma-edit yung mga special effects. Tapos kumukuha sila ng mga kailangan magandang angulo ng pagkakamera. Pwede rin dito yung halimbawa kung may mali yung yung mga actors, pwede dito i-cut tapos ipagpatuloy. Minsan dito gumagawa lang siya katulad din ng sa theater, gumagawa rin siya ng replika ng mga bahay o mga lugar sa isang lugar upang hindi na maglakbay-lakbay.
List of acting technique. Classical acting is an umbrella term for philosophy of acting that integrate the expression of the body, voice, imagination, personalizing, improvisation, external stimuli, and script analysis. It is based on the theories and systems of select classical actors and directors, including Konstantin Stanislavski, Stanislavski and Michael Saint Denis. Stanislavski's system, also known as Stanislavski's method, actors draw upon their own feeling and experience to convey the truth of the character they portray. The actor puts themselves in the mindset of the character, finding things in common in order to give more genuine portrayal of the character. Method acting is a range of techniques used to assist acting person in understanding, relating to and the portrayal of their characters, as formulated by Lee Strasberg. Strasberg method is based upon the idea that in order to develop an emotional and cognitive understanding of their roles, actors should use their own experience to identify personally with their characters. It is based on aspect of Stanislavski's system. Other acting techniques are also based on Stanislavski's ideas, such as those of Stella Adler, Sanford Maynard, but these are not considered method acting.
Michael Chekhov developed an acting technique, a psychophysical approach, in which transformation working with impulse, imagination, and inner outer gesture are central. It offers clear and practical tools in working with imagination, feelings, and atmosphere. The creative individuality allows the actor to use part of themselves that are not just the smaller, meaner, or banal elements that make up their daily life, but rather parts of their unconscious, were dwell more universal arch- archetypal image. His acting technique has been used by actors such as Jack Nicholson, Clint Eastwood, Marilyn Monroe, and Yul Brynner. Meissner technique requires the actors to focus totally on the other actors as though they are real and they are the only exist in that moment. This is the method that makes the actors in the scene seems more authentic to the audience. It based on the principle that acting finds its expression in people's response to other people and circumstances. It is based on Stanislavski system.
Stella Adler technique is founded on an actor's ability to imagine a character's world. Adler believed that over reliance on personal, emotional memories limited an actor's range. Her technique encourages actors to expand their understanding of the world in order to create compelling performances. Adler taught her actors to deliberately observe the texture, aesthetics, and sounds of everyday life, enabling them to conjure detailed and realistic mental images on stage. Adler also stressed on the actor's size by encouraging actors to fully commit to their performances and adding some sort of intensity to their roles. Practical aesthetics is an acting technique originally conceived by David Mamet and William H. Macy, based on the teachings of Stanislavski, Stanford Meisner, and the Stoic philosopher Epictetus. Some key features of the method include a particular method of script analysis, adaptability, and repetition exercises similar to those in Meissner technique. The Brechian method. Bertolt Brecht developed an epic drama style that relies on the audience's reflective detachment rather than emotional involvement. Ion Kojar founded a unique method that revolutionized the Romanian school of acting.
A musical technique is the ability of instrumental and vocal musicians to exert optimal control of their instrument or vocal cords in order to produce the precise musical effects they desire. Improving one's technique generally entails practicing exercises that improve one's muscular sensitivity and agility. This statement is based music dictionary of Stanley Sadie. Musical techniques are the building blocks of any music training. These techniques allow performers to improve their coordination and develop accuracy through repetitive daily exercises. Musical techniques progressively build upon previously learned techniques. The essence of music is based on emotion and feeling. Music is used to evoke mood and express ideas in melodious and tuneful form. As artists, musicians need to develop technical finesse and skill in order to convey their musical ideas or interpretation successfully and professionally. Musical techniques involve scales and chords, the basic building blocks of music, as well as techniques specific to the instrument being played.
List of musical techniques and their meanings. The first one is practicing the skills. Skill practice plays an essential role in a musician's practice regimen. Western music is based on a diatonic or 8-note scale. Scales are classified as major, minor, dominant seventh scale, and diminished. Practicing scales helps improve technique in three ways. It given It gives musician a thorough knowledge of their instrument. It improves dexterity and speed on the instrument, and last, it builds a strong foundation for musical interpretation and improvisation.
Chord practice. Scales and chords are intimately related. Chords are individual notes played together at once to form a harmonic sound, and they are constructed from the notes of the scales. Practicing chords depends a musician's understanding of harmony. It increases a musician's nimbleness and dexterity as she moves from one chord to another on the piano, other string and woodwind instrument. Chord practice as she moves from one chord to another. Excellent ear training exercise. Finally, practicing chords improves the ability to negotiate chords changes, as well as transpose or modulate to alternative keys. Specific techniques. Different musical instruments require different technical expertise. A string instrument, for example, has different technical requirements from a percussive or reed instrument. Musicians spend a lot of time with exercises to improve their technical skills on their respective instruments. Singers work on vocal techniques to strengthen and improve the quality of their voices and musical ranges.
Pizzicato and double stop. String musician may choose to bow or pluck the string, one of the disgusting characteristic of the double bass or upright bass is thus that is usually plucked with the finger rather than played with a bow. The official term is pizzicato double stop, involve playing two notes at a time. Violinists and guitarists also use double stop. Guitar player in country jazz and rock use double stop all the time. Chuck Berry guitar style is based on playing two notes at a time. Vibrato and tremolo. Vibrato is another important technique that string player utilize. It is slight fluctuation in pitch that simulate a human voice. Vibrato produces a warmer and more expressive tone. Tremolo is a technical effect produced with rapidly repeating tone that can range from a slow to a fast shimmering sound. The effect is produced with up and down strokes or with a finger combination pluck, the same notes. Singer emulate this effect with their voice as their instrument.
Dynamics and muting. Dynamics are an important part of musical expression. Dynamics refers to the loudness or softness of the notes being played. In musician notation, dynamics are marked with the terms crescendo and decrescendo. The former indicates a gradual increase in loudness, and the latter indicates a gradual decrease in loudness. Playing with dynamics helps a musician to be more expressive when interpreting a piece of music. Muting an instrument produces different sonic effects. Guitarists can mute the strings with the palm or the fingers. String players often put clamps on the bridge.
Etude compositions. A large part of the classical music canon is musical studies called etudes. Etudes are short compositions devoted to improving specific techniques on particular instruments. Etudes have been written for different instruments, including the piano, the violin, and the guitar. Etude come from the Middle French term etude or estudi, literally meaning to study. Bela Bartok, a 20th century Hungarian composer, wrote a series of 153 etudes for the piano. Using etudes can help a musician master their techniques.
Dance is the movement of the body in a rhythmic way, usually to music and within a given space for the purpose of expressing an idea or emotion, releasing energy, or simply taking delight in the movement itself. Dances are designed by applying one or both of these fundamental choreography methods. Improv- Improvisation, in which a choreographer provides dancers with a score, i.e., generalized directives that serves as guidelines for improvised movement and form. For example, a score might direct one dancer to withdraw from another dancer, who in turn is directed to avoid the withdrawal, or it might specify a sequence or movements that are to be executed in an improvised manner over the course of a musical phrase. As in counter-dance choreography, improvisational scores typically offer wide latitude for personal interpretation by the dancer. Planned choreography, in which a choreographer dictates motion and form in detail, leaving little or no opportunity for the dancer to exercise personal interpretation.
Several underlying techniques are commonly used in choreography for two or more dancers. Mirroring. This technique requires dancer to do the same travel, jump, shape, or balance at exactly the same time. Sa pagsasayaw daw nito, dapat kung ikot ka, ikot din, dapat partner mo, tatalon ka, tatalon din siya. Mag-step ka, mag-step din dapat siya at the same time. Magkaharap po dapat silang nagsasayaw na parang tumitingin lang sa salamin. Parang gano'n lang. Retrograde, a choreographic device whereby movements or a motif are performed backwards like a rewound video. Sa pag-execute naman ng technique na ito, ang pagsasayaw dapat ay parang rewinding na video lang. Parang pabaligtad o paatras lang. Ganun. Canon. A choreographic device or structure in which movements introduced by one dancer are repeated exactly by subsequent dancers in turn. Dito naman po, kung ano daw po yung naunang ipinakitang galaw ng isang mananayaw, ay eksaktong uulitin ng mga susunod na mananayaw. Unlike po sa mirroring, nagagalaw sa parehong oras, ang kanon po ay hindi dapat one after the another. Halimbawa po, yung nakikita nating wave na ginagawa ng kadalasang group ng mananayaw, nabivision niyo po ba? Basta kung ano yung ginawang galaw ng mananayaw 1, ay ulitin lang ng mananayaw 2, 3, 4, 5 sa magkakaibang oras para makabuo ng sinasabi kong wave. Parang 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pa-wave na yun, parang gano'n. Tapos, level, the height in space at which a dancer is moving. For example, high, medium, low. Ang pagkakaintindi ko naman po dito is kung gaano ka daw kataas sa sahig na iyong pinagsasayawan. Yung yung patayong distansya ng mananayaw mula sa sahig. Shadowing. Standing one behind the other and performing the same moves. Sa pagsasayaw naman ito, dapat tinutulad ng mananayaw sa likod, yung mananayaw sa harap. Parang anino lang na tinutulad bawat galaw mo. Ang pagkakaiba lang nito sa mirroring ay magkatalikod yung shadowing. Tapos yung sa mirroring ay magkaharap yung magpartner. Asan yung unison? Wala yung unison, dagdag ko na lang. Yung unison po ay kapag daw ang two or more dancer ay nagsasayaw ng eksaktong magkaparehong paggalaw sa parehong oras. Halos parehas lang ito sa kanon sa sayaw. Kapag ang mga dancer ay magsasayaw ng parehong mga paggalaw, ngunit sa iba't ibang oras. Halimbawa po sa isang group ng mananayaw, may binuo silang 3 linya. 5 sa likod, 5 sa harap at 5 din sa gitna. Pwedeng magkakaiba yung galaw ng 3 linya ng mananayaw. Ang magkakapareho lang ay yung magkakasama sa isang linya. Pwede ding mauuna munang gumalaw yung unang linya bago yung gitna at susundan ng nasa likod. Kaya parang kanon din siya. Ayun lang. Sino na po dyan?
Technique is the basis of all fundamental of dance, from holding your body correctly while performing to executing skills properly in a routine. Strong technique extended across all areas of dance, regarding of the style of your routine. Whether it's just pom, hip hop, or kick, there is always an element of technique that can be improved upon. Body alignment. Proper body alignment allows the dancer to move freely and lessens the risk of injury. Poor body alignment puts puts excess strain on muscles and joints, while proper alignment help to strengthen the dancer's muscles. Learning proper alignment or body carriage is often the first step in learning to dance. Pom and kick. Pom, pom is a form of dance combining cheer motion techniques and dance technique. Pom is use sharp and precise movements which in turn will help to improve the student overall arm and body placement. Batement. A kick either high grand batement or low petit batement which may be executed in any direction, any action in which the leg beat together, usually when the dancer is in a turns. In dance and gymnastics, a turn is a rotation of the body about the vertical axis. It is usually a complete rotation of the body, all through quarter 90 and half 180 degrees. Turn are possible for some one type of turns. Multiple consecutive turns are typically named according to the number of 360 rotation, double or triple turn. Dips and jump. A leap is any step movements through the air and goes from one foot to another one. Your focus movement across the floor. Jump are a little different. They usually don't travel or they travel only a little. And the focus getting up in the air. Chain turn. Chainers, a chainess or chain turn is when a dancer performing a series of turns on both feet. Pick up each foot back and for, forth in order to keep moving in a line or circle. It could easily be considered one of the most basic turning step or exercise because chainess or chain turns don't really balancing on one leg.
Just pirouette. Pirouettes are a type of turn executed on one foot that originate in ballet, and they are also used in jazz dance. To perform a jazz pirouette, you need to know how to stretch and strengthen your muscles to avoid injury. Pivot turn. Dancer doing a pivot turn would step directly onto a full point when in point choose or a high diving point right as they begin the turn onto the same leg. A picket turn can be done with a working leg in pass, both front and back. In arabesque, attitude or any other position that may be given. Pirouette a la second. Pirouette a la second is a classical ballet term meaning a spin with leg to the side or spin with leg in second position. A dancing performing a pirouette a la second will be turning under supporting a leg with their other leg to the side and straight with a pointed foot. Wet turn. Wet turn is a classical ballet term meaning wave turns. A foot turn is when a dancer, usually female, does a full turn in pass pirouette, followed by a file on the standing leg, while the retired leg stands to cross front and run the jumbles to the sides a la second.